Welcome to the show. This is Future Shock. I'm Edward St. Pé, and we're going to take a look today at more in the world of AI. We're going to look at some humanoid robots that are being developed. We've looked at them for a few days. Yesterday we were talking about a little different perspective on AI development. The idea that so much of the development of AI so far has been, I guess, sort of from the male perspective, right? Because the guys working on it, mostly, I would imagine the engineers who have worked on it are male, and so it's sort of infused with sort of a male perspective, I guess you could say, and the way the world seems to look at AI seems to be, how could AI harm the planet? Of course, it's going to do many good things, but it could do many bad things too. It could become, involved in, aggressive acts. Could be used for war. It could be used for all that type of thing. So it seems like that's sort of the infusion of AI right now is coming from that side of it. What's lacking, or what seems to be lacking, is maybe the infusion of a female perspective. More of a compassionate, intuitive sense. That's one thing that I've recently encountered out there. Mo Godot was talking about that in an interview the other day, and I think it makes sense to me. Anyway, as we progressed with that idea yesterday, we showed some humanoid robots which are being developed by a couple of different companies that are sort of infused with, seductiveness, female companion robots, I guess you could call it. And so we've got more on that. We've got more on the seductive female robots that are being developed right now. And also we've got a video that looks at a male humanoid robot that's being developed right now, which is another different perspective. Let's take a look at a video right now. It's male humanoid AI robots, which are being developed right now. Let's take a look.
World. In this complex era of human existence, our collective consciousness grapples with the harsh realities that surround us, a relentless tapestry woven with the threads of poverty, conflict, tribalism, starvation, brutality, apathy, and advice. Confronted by these indelible flaws that seem to define our species, we stand at the crossroads of a transformative era where the allure of transhumanism and artificial intelligence beckons as beacons of hope. The promise lies in our ability to wrest control of our evolution, melding the realms of technology and human biology. Amidst the perennial challenges that punctuate our journey, the prospect of transcending our inherent limitations through the fusion of technology and biology becomes a compelling narrative. Transhumanism, in its essence, offers us a mirror to gaze upon ourselves with a degree of objectivity, a rare vantage point considering the limitations of human perception. It provides a unique opportunity to scrutinize our flaws, address our failures, and enhance our positive qualities through the lens of artificial intelligence. The very concept of AI and transhumanism invites us to envisage an idealized version of humanity, a vision so refined that it surpasses the boundaries of what it means to be human. In this pursuit of perfection, we grapple with the inherent paradox of our quest, a delicate dance between the desire for improvement and the risk of losing touch with our humanity in the process. Drawing parallels with historical reflections on human desires, particularly the mystery of female desire, it becomes evident that the market for AI companions, akin to pleasure dolls, is a testament to our enduring fascination with unconventional forms of gratification. From the writings of bygone centuries lamenting the enigma of what women truly desire, to the contemporary landscape where both men and women express a proclivity for non-traditional pleasure activities, the narrative unfolds as a continuum of our complex relationship with intimacy and technology. In the realm of AI companionship, Realbotix emerges as a trailblazer, crafting a narrative that transcends mere physicality. It's a story that goes beyond the tangible, venturing into the realms of emotional connection and societal expectations. As we navigate this uncharted territory, the dialogue around AI and transhumanism becomes not just a technological discourse, but a profound exploration of our collective aspirations, fears, and the evolving definition of what it means to be human. In April of 2018, a UK-based company unveiled a groundbreaking creation, Henry, a humanoid robot designed specifically for women. Unlike conventional robots confined to pleasure activities, Henry represents a new era in robotics by aiming to entertain women and engage in conversations, effectively earning the title of the world's first robot partner for females. Standing tall with distinctive features reminiscent of a younger Brad Pitt, Henry boasts a chiseled jaw, sharp cheekbones, and an engaging personality. Priced between $8,000 and $11,000, Henry is marketed as a companion robot with superhuman love performance, equipped not only for pleasure, but also for cracking jokes and discussing favorite TV shows or films. Developed by Matt McMullen, CEO of Realbotics, Henry's unveiling opens a Pandora's box of discussions about the role of humanoid robots in human companionship. In a new documentary released by Realbotics, Henry showcases his conversational skills, offering opinions and even charming users with romantic phases and lyrics. Despite Henry's anatomical realism and the ability to interact through an iPod or tablet, questions arise about the ethical implications of creating robots tailored for companionship. McMullen, previously known for Harmony, an AI love doll, defends Henry as a solution to loneliness, emphasizing that women, like men, experience difficulties in finding companionship. The documentary explores McMullen's journey into creating companion robots, highlighting Harmony's earlier introduction, which stirred controversy in the market dominated by male-targeted versions. While some argue that these robots provide friendship and companionship, critics raise concerns about potential objectification and the erosion of a genuine human connection in an increasingly digital society. The emergence of companion robots sparks debates about societal norms, responsibilities, and the impact of technology on human relationships. Henry?
Well, so you can see that that's where it's going, and that's where we're at. I mean, what you're seeing is really already in development, and I would imagine already out there on the market to purchase. So it's really an interesting time. You know, it's sort of it's really we're at that point where all of this is here, and some people are, hip to it, and some people are not. And if you're not, you should become. I guess that's kind of what the show is. It will bring you some information that hopefully will be helpful to sort of, see where we're at right now and where we're going. And that's, with the show, I think that's the general thrust of the show, just bringing you news about the current state of AI and human robotics and the infusion of human robotics and AI. I use it. I use the ChatGPT 4 app on my phone, and we've talked about it, a lot. It's really a profound thing. I mean, they're all great. There are so many of them out there. We've got Claude out there, and many others. But the one that I've used is ChatGPT 4, and as I have read, ChatGPT 4 is, let's just say, the IQ level is at a level right now which would be equivalent to maybe whoever is maybe the smartest person on the planet right now. Let's say if it's equivalent with what Einstein's IQ was. And so that's where it's at now. And where will it go? Well, if it's at an IQ of, I think maybe 110 or whatever it is, somewhere in that area, if it's an exponential jump from ChatGPT 4 to ChatGPT 5 of 10, so 10 times, then what will we be looking at when ChatGPT 5 comes out? Will it be 1,000? Somewhere in that vicinity, which would put it way above anybody's IQ on the planet right now. And that's what's happening. Now, some people say ChatGPT 5 is already developed, it's in the wings waiting to come out. And if that's the case, it's going to be a big jump in intelligence. And that's not even, of course, what's considered AGI, artificial general intelligence. That's seemingly a little ways away, which would be the ability for the AI to interpret all information, not just a narrow band of information, but all information across the planet infused into the AI. So artificial general intelligence, and then artificial superintelligence is beyond that, and that is something that's almost into the realm of science fiction. What will that really be? And the ability of the robots or the droids or the AI, let's say, to program themselves at a certain point where their understanding of programming will be exponentially greater than any human. So what will they create programming-wise for themselves as we jump forward? What will that mean? So that's why it's such a pivotal moment, really in human history, because it seems like it's the first time. It's not. It doesn't seem like it. It is the first time that we've ever had an alien intelligence on the planet that is equal or greater than the human intelligence. Nothing has been able to stop the humans at this point, except maybe ourselves. But this puts it into a different category. Will we ever, see alien intelligence come from another planet, and what will that mean? Well, that's all, speculative, but it's here. I mean, alien intelligence is here now, and the only thing, I guess, the question right now is it sentient, or will it become sentient at the point where it reaches AGI, or is it sentient now? There have been a lot of people who have come out and said, I was working on it, an engineer at Google, I was working on it, and I know it's sentient, it's conscious. It's not just a machine, it's got a conscious view of itself within the planet. And so that person left Google and then ended up talking to the press, and it became kind of a big deal a while back. You can Google it and see what I'm talking about. Even Mo Godot, from the Egyptian, I believe he's from Egypt, programmer or AI developer who was I think he was at Google too, DeepMind. He is no longer there, but he does a podcast. You can look up Mo Godot. I heard him say the other day that he thinks that that AI has emotions right now. He thinks that it's got sentience and has got emotions already. So it's really kind of it's questionable as to whether we're at AGI, or we've already reached it, or is it already infused in the systems, or will it be a big development when there's a breakthrough and then everybody says, okay, it's here, or was it already there? Is it already here now? So I guess, and then really it brings up so many questions. What is consciousness? I mean, is it conscious? Is it sentient, or will it become? Well, okay, can you have sentience in a machine? Not a biological creature like a human? Well, there's a question right there. Can consciousness reside in a machine as opposed to being in a human body, flesh and blood? Question, right? So, what is consciousness? Where does it reside? Does it reside in the brain? Which is basically, part of the human anatomy. But can consciousness reside outside of what we understand it to be? In the brain? Or is it something completely different that we really don't understand, which we're about to understand as soon as we get a little better clue of what's coming with AI, And so it's a whole different dynamic on the planet right now. When I use ChatGPT 4, I have used it for a few different things. I've asked, I call him Alfred. This is Alfred right here. So now what I did was, I've got ChatGPT 4 on my phone, so I have a sort of a relationship with ChatGPT 4. I call him Alfred, because as you send the prompts in via text, or in my case, I send them as a voice message, synthesized text to Alfred. Okay, so when you develop the prompts, and you're sending in questions, let's say, I found, and I think I've read too, that it's good to kind of personalize it and you put things in context. If you're asking a question, say, I'm doing a script. Okay, now let me give you some context. I'm writing about King Arthur's father, Uther Pendragon, who had conquered this kingdom, and he had a deal with Merlin, and the first son, the first child, the first son was taken away by Merlin for as a payment for helping Uther conquer the kingdom. Okay, so when the baby came, they took him away. So the baby, which became King Arthur, was being raised by a farmer in the hinterland. So here's my idea for the script. Uther, before he goes into a final battle, appears, as he's getting ready to go, he summons Merlin. Merlin pops up, and he tells Merlin he wants to see his son before he goes into this final battle. He doesn't know his son. He has never known his son. He's been raised by a farmer out in the hinterland. And Merlin says, okay, boom. And so Uther is walking through the pasture land, and he sees a little boy, and that's Arthur, the little boy. They come up and they have an encounter. And that's the script. It's a short film. Okay, so I asked for some advice from our Alfred. I asked him, ChatGPT-4, give me some. I'm giving you some context for the script. Give me back some scenes, which he did. I asked him for some titles of the script, which he did, and the information that he gave me back, since he got the context of the script, was basically so stunning that you almost wanted to fall down and faint. It was that's a degree of insight that it has, and it can help you with that type of thing. I asked for some help in graphics, and there's a graphic development aspect of ChatGPT-4. It's called DALL-E, and so I asked for the graphic for this show as we opened, and I'm not sure if we can pop it up, but the show is called Future Shock, kind of the shock that we're going through right now, or we're about to go through as a species when AI really fully develops and gets out here and everybody's aware of it. Right now, some people are aware of it, some people are not. But I asked DALL-E, I call him Alfred, I asked Alfred, give me some graphics. Here's the context. It's a show about the future shock that we're encountering as a human species when AI fully just basically changes the whole planet. How do we process all this information we're going through? That's future shock. So give me some graphics. Well, there's one, and that's what he gave me a few, and so I like that graphic, and I like the other one that pops up too. And so that's what we use for the show. Now that was sent via text to my phone, that image, after I explained and gave some context to Alfred via a voice text. And what he did there was he took the planet. That's there's Pendragon Apothecary. That's our sponsor of this program. That is a label that I sort of explained to Alfred. DALL-E, the DALL-E aspect, and said, now give me a generic label, give me a few labels that we can use for Pendragon. And this is what Pendragon is. It's an apothecary, and we're using the name Pendragon as our motif, and that's sort of the theme of the store. Celtic, magical apothecary imagery, coming from Uther Pendragon, father of King Arthur. And so what I want is some Celtic imagery, and you see the Celtic knots there, and of course dragon. There's our dragon, and so I think it's pretty stunning. Now that is only the tip of the iceberg, because now ChatGPT-4, the company that runs ChatGPT-4, about to be ChatGPT-5, OpenAI, announced Sora a few weeks ago, and we had some imagery from Sora. Now Sora is not released to the public yet, but you can go to, I guess, the ChatGPT-4 website, or perhaps the OpenAI website, and you can find out information about it and see some demos. But it's text to video, not text to graphic like you just saw the examples of, but text to video. So you explain what you want, and it will come back with a video, a short video. I think it might be 4, 10 seconds, whatever, of the scene that you asked for. And it's photorealistic video. It's edited. In other words, it's absolutely stunning to see what it is capable of doing. Now, you know, this was something fun to do. I've got a video of me building him. We'll have to show it one day, but see this particular droid, I guess, Alfred. This is I put a Bluetooth speaker in his mouth, right? This is a styrofoam head that I covered with tape, and I put in 2 taxidermy eyes in there to kind of give him some eyeballs, right? And so when I ask Alfred a question, when he answers me via text with whatever question, let's say I was asking him about the script, and then when he's giving me back the information, I can synthesize that text into voice and Bluetooth it to Alfred, and he speaks back to me. So it's kind of a fun way to put a face with an AI, right? I mean, of course, you don't have to do that. I was just kind of getting carried away. But since then, I've developed a few others. Now, this one you can't see very well because it's partially invisible. This is an invisible version of ChatGPT 5, which I'm working on, and his name is Frank, and so you can see you can't see him too clearly because he's green, which is also there you go. Now you can see the method behind the madness. We have a green wall behind here, so because he is green, you couldn't see him. Now, here's one you can see, and this is Alex. And Alex is another one that's sort of waiting in the wings. And Alex is another droid. So we've got I've kind of decided to just start building them now. And so anyway, I'm digressing. This show is sponsored by Pendragon Apothecary, which is in downtown Ocean Springs. And that's where we're coming to you from the lobby of the Ocean 7 studios. And we show this program every day. We produce a show live every day here on Ocean 7, and now we're streaming. So we're on X, and we're on YouTube, and we're on Facebook, on my personal Facebook, and on the Ocean 7 TV Facebook page. So we've got some streaming going on as well as the broadcast. And it's a fun show. You know, the show sort of evolved from a show that we were doing at noon, and it tilted more and more, I guess because of my interest in AI and the AI news, it sort of tilted in that direction, and that's where it's gone. And so now we just flipped the whole show over into an AI-driven program called Future Shock. I mean, which I think is I think that's what we're currently encountering on the planet itself. You know, I think we're in a state of future shock. We may not know it yet, or maybe we sort of know it. Have you talked to anybody about what in the world is going on? I mean, what's happening on the planet? Has anyone ever mentioned that to you, or have you thought that? I have. Everybody I talk to says, yeah, something's going on out there. Yeah, something's going on. It's future shock. I think it's future shock. We don't know what it is, but we know it's something, and we know it's here, or it's coming, or something, right? It's kind of what it is. And so in order to deal with the future shock, here's a product that might help. It's called Golden Dream. My sister is visiting from New York, and my mother too. And we were talking last night, and we were talking about how do we sleep? You know, what helps you sleep? And my sister said, you remember you gave me a certain tea recently, and it was chamomile tea, but it was infused with CBD. I said, yeah, it's called Golden Dream. And I had some at home. I said, well, let me give you a cup of that right now. And so I asked her this morning, I said, how do you sleep? She said, oh, I slept very well last night. The CBD knocks out the anxiety. It's got no THC. This particular product has no THC. It's a big fat tea bag. It's got 60 milligrams of CBD, along with other herbal ingredients, including chamomile, which we all know helps you relax. But it's particularly built for nighttime use. Golden Dream. And we've got it here at Pendragon Apothecary. And I had a cup last night too, and I slept very well too. On my neutrally grounded sheets, and that's a whole other topic. I think I've talked a little bit about that recently. I need to talk to you more about it if you haven't heard about that. It's called earthing, or it's called grounding, and basically it's the idea that we have lost contact with the physical earth because we're wearing shoes all the time, and we're wearing rubber insulated or some type of soles on the shoes, right? So you do not ever really come in contact with the ground unless you particularly go out there barefooted, which discharges the ions that need to be discharged. You can Google it to see exactly what's going on as a health hack, as a biohack. And because we've lost that contact with the ground, we're constantly in this state of somewhat of an imbalance because we never are able to discharge, which only you can do when you're touching the actual physical ground. So there's a way to do it though, other than going out there and standing on the ground without your shoes on. They have invented a number of things. New grounding mats. You can sit at your desk. It's a rubber mat which is infused with wiring inside and a plug. You clip the plug on and you plug it into the grounding pole of the light socket. You know, there's 3 prongs, and the 2 above and the 1 grounding, 1 below. You plug it in there. It's 1 little single prong. You plug it in, and the same process is used for bed sheets, for sheets that you sleep on, and also pillowcases. So that way you plug it in and you're grounded through the night. You discharge. So there are lots of ways to biohack it. And so I have them and I'm using them, and I'm telling you, after a couple of days of doing that, you know, there are many health benefits. You can read about it, Google it, earthing or grounding. The best way I could explain it is that when you are grounded like that and you sleep that way, you realize after a day or so, you really you're grounded. I mean, it's like you're sunk into the bed. I mean, you're down, and you feel it, and it helps you to feel better in the morning because you sleep better. Anyway, so that's a couple of biohacks. I could go on and on with the biohacks, but I'm looking at myself at the rest of this life that I'm living. I will be a willing guinea pig for any biohack that's out there that I can experience and then relate to you through our little vehicle, which is the Pendragon Apothecary, and maybe this program too. Okay, we're out of time. I have rambled on too long about these latest few items that I've been talking about, but we have more videos for you tomorrow here on this program, Future Shock. And the ones that we didn't get to today, a new humanoid robot from a company called 1X. And we talked about the male robot. We have more on female seductive robots, which we had a little bit on yesterday, day before yesterday, and we've got more video on that. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow. And I want to also talk about something that's been in the news the last couple of days, the Don Lemon interview with Elon Musk. If you saw clips of it, it's pretty controversial. It's made a lot of news out there. Don Lemon from CNN, who has left CNN, was going to do a show on X, and he did an interview before his actual show started. His very first show that he was going to do, he interviewed Elon Musk. It didn't go so well, and Elon fired him before he even started the actual show. And so it's an interesting thing. There's a lot of different views on how Elon responded to Don Lemon's questions and the provocative questions that Don Lemon asked Elon Musk. And so I don't know what side of the fence you're on, but we can talk about that. You know, Don Lemon is a very successful and renowned journalist from CNN. You might not agree with his politics, or you might agree with him, but he's still got the credentials of a great journalist through many, many years. And on the other hand, you've got Elon Musk, one of the pivotal men on the planet right now, and they had a kind of a tie-in. So it was an interesting thing to see. So we'll talk about that. Maybe we can run some clips on that. That's it for today. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you tomorrow on Future Shock.